I-29 male work as a project manager for a logistics firm. My ex moved into my apartment about 2 years ago. At the time, she was between jobs and trying to launch a career as a lifestyle influencer. I supported her. That illusion shattered on a Tuesday night over something totally mundane. My phone was dead, charging the bedroom, and we were in the living room watching a movie. She got up to take a shower and left her iPad unlocked on the coffee table. She's usually glued to her phone, but she uses the iPad for editing photos. I honestly just wanted to check the score of the basketball game. I picked it up, and as I swiped down to the search bar, a banner notification dropped from Instagram. It said, Jim_Guy22 sent you a photo. The problem was, the notification wasn't for her main account. It was for a handle I didn't recognize at all. Something like @wild__for_girl. My stomach turned into lead. I stared at the screen for a solid 10 seconds, debating whether to respect her privacy or confirm the knot in my gut. I tapped the notification. Since the device was already unlocked, it went straight in. I was instantly transported into a parallel universe where my relationship didn't exist. The profile picture was a shot of her in a bikini I had bought her for our trip to Cabo last month, cropped to emphasize her chest. The bio read, single and ready to mingle winking face, no drama, just vibes, DM for exclusive content. I scrolled and my thumb felt numb. There were dozens of photos. Thirst traps in our bedroom, in our bathroom, in the kitchen I renovated. But the captions were the real dagger. Finally feeling like myself again, without the dead weight. Taking applications for a real man who knows how to treat a queen. So glad I'm single for the summer. The most recent one was posted 3 hours ago. It was a selfie of her holding a glass of wine. Wine I poured for her with the caption, waiting for Mr. Right to come sweep me off my feet. Mr. Wrong is just taking up space. She was sitting 5 feet away from me when she posted that. I went to her DMs. It was a graveyard of flirting. Dozens of guys. She was entertaining all of them, sending winky faces, heart emojis, and vague promises of meeting up. She wasn't just fishing for compliments. She was aggressively marketing herself as available. I saw a conversation with this gym guy from 3 days ago. Gym guy, so you live alone? Basically, I have a roommate situation, but he's totally irrelevant. Moving out soon anyway. A roommate situation. Irrelevant. The shower water turned off. I closed the app, wiped the screen with my sleeve to remove fingerprints, and set the iPad back exactly where it was. My heart was hammering against my ribs, but my face was stone. I sat there, staring at the blank TV screen, processing the betrayal. She walked out a few minutes later, wrapped in a towel, smelling like my vanilla body wash. "Did you order the food yet?" she asked, her voice light, innocent. The same voice that told strangers I was irrelevant. "Not yet," I said. My voice sounded surprisingly steady. "I wasn't sure what you wanted." She sighed, a dramatic, entitled exhale. "I'm starving. Just get the sushi place. And get the expensive rolls. I had a hard day." Her hard day consisted of going to a brunch and filming a 10-second reel. "Sure," I said. I didn't confront her. Screaming would have given her the power. It would have made me the crazy, jealous boyfriend. She was probably already painting me as to her friends. If I confronted her now, she'd delete the account, gaslight me, say it was just for engagement or fun, and I'd be the bad guy. No, I needed leverage. I needed to ensure that when the hammer dropped, it dropped hard enough to shatter everything. That night, while she slept soundly next to me, I lay awake plotting. She wanted to play the social media game. Fine. I work in logistics. I know how to move things from point A to point B efficiently. And point B was going to be her total humiliation. The next morning, I left for work early. I sat in my car in the parking garage and created a new Instagram account. I didn't use a fake name. I didn't hide. I created at newly_single_me. Profile picture, a brooding black and white shot of me at the gym, looking probably the best I've looked in years. Bio, freshly out of a toxic situation. Focus on the grind. 130 pounds of dead weight gone. Scissors. I set the account to public. Then I started the groundwork. I didn't block her main account because that would look suspicious. Instead, I blocked her fake account so she couldn't see me if she was lurking. Then I requested to follow 3 specific people: her best friend, her frenemy from college, the gym guy she was demanding. I knew her best friend wouldn't be able to resist following back a single version of me. Over the next week, the atmosphere in the apartment shifted, but only I noticed the undercurrents. She remained oblivious, too wrapped up in her digital fantasy life. She grew more entitled. She started complaining about the apartment. "This place is getting so cramped," she said on Thursday, looking around the living room I paid for. "My friend's boyfriend just got them a penthouse downtown. It has floor-to-ceiling windows. Good lighting is essential for my job, you know. Must be nice for them," I said, not looking up from my laptop. "I'm just saying," she huffed, crossing her arms. "If you really support my career, you'd want me to have a better environment. We should look at moving. I saw a place for $4,500 a month." I almost laughed. I make good money, but $4,500 was steep, and she contributed exactly $0 to the rent. "Maybe when you get that big brand deal you've been talking about," I replied. She rolled her eyes. "You're so unsupportive. God, it's suffocating." She stormed off to the bedroom to probably text Gym Guy about how mean her roommate was. Meanwhile, my trap was clicking into place. Her best friend had accepted my follow request. Her frenemy had followed back immediately. Even Gym Guy accepted, probably curious who this random guy was. I posted my first photo. It was a picture of my wrist wearing an expensive watch she had bought me for my birthday last year with my money, technically, since I paid her credit card bill. I was holding a cigar. Caption: "Selling the old baggage to make room for new investments. DM if interested in a lightly used Tag Heuer. Bad memories included free of charge. Hashtag moving on hashtag upgrade." I waited. The response was faster than I expected. Her best friend liked the photo within 4 minutes. I sat on the couch, phone in hand, watching her edit a video across the room. She was humming to herself, completely unaware that her best friend was currently staring at a post declaring me single and selling her gifts. "Hey," she said, looking up, "I need your credit card. I want to book a hair appointment for Friday. I'm going fully blonde." "Blonde?" I asked. "Why the change?" "Just felt like a new era," she smirked. "New me?" "Go for it," I said. "Use the card ending in 4500. She beamed, grabbed her phone, and booked it. She didn't know that earlier that morning I had reported that specific card lost. It wasn't active anymore. She wouldn't find out until she was standing at the salon counter with a head full of foils, trying to pay a $400 bill. But that was just a petty jab. The real blow was coming. Friday night rolled around. She was getting ready to go out with the girls, which I strongly suspected was a cover for meeting a guy. She was wearing a dress I'd never seen before, short, red, aggressive. "You look nice," I said. "Where are you guys going?" "Just some club downtown," she said dismissively, applying setting spray. "Don't wait up. I might crash at my best friend's place." "Cool," I said. "Have fun." I pulled out my phone. It was time. I posted the second photo. It was a picture of the empty side of my bed, crisp sheets, untouched. Caption: "Best sleep I've had in 2 years. Finally have the whole bed to myself. No more lies, no more drama. Just peace. Ladies, the applications are officially open. Page facing up writing hand." I tagged the location as the exact club she was heading to. I knew her best friend would see it. I knew she would show my ex. I poured myself a bourbon and waited. At 11:30 p.m., my phone lit up. Incoming call. X. I let it ring. Once. Twice. Then I sent it to voicemail. I took a sip of my bourbon, the burn in my throat matching the cold fire in my gut. I wasn't ready to talk to her yet. I wanted her to simmer. I wanted her to feel that specific, suffocating panic of losing control. She called again immediately. Then a text popped up. "X, pick up the phone." "X, what the hell is wrong with you?" "X, my best friend just showed me your post." Are you insane? I didn't reply. I simply opened Instagram and posted a story on my newly_single_me account. It was just a black screen with white text. Silence is the best answer to a fool. Enjoy your night out. I'm enjoying mine. 5 minutes later, the front door unlocked. I was surprised she made it back that fast. She must have sprinted out of the club the second she saw the post. She slammed the door shut, her heels clacking aggressively against the hardwood floor. She stormed into the living room, her face flushed, eyes wild. She looked like a mess, hair slightly windblown, mascara threatening to run. "What do you think you're doing?" she shrieked, holding her phone up like a weapon. "Why are you posting that you're single? My best friend thinks we broke up. Everyone is asking me what happened." I stayed seated, leaning back comfortably on the sofa, my legs crossed. I looked at her with mild amusement. "We didn't break up?" "No," she yelled, throwing her purse onto the armchair. "We live together. You pay the rent. You can't just decide we're broken up on Instagram without telling me." "Interesting logic," I said calmly, "because according to that wild__free_girl, you've been single for weeks. Actually, according to your bio, you're ready to mingle and looking for a real man." The color drained from her face. So fast, it was like watching a light bulb burn out. Her mouth opened, then closed. She blinked rapidly, her brain scrambling for a lie. She stammered. "How did you?" "The iPad," I said, taking another sip of bourbon. "You left it unlocked. I saw everything. The photos, the captions, the DMs with Jim Guy, the way you told him I was just an irrelevant roommate. So I figured I'd make it official. I am now your irrelevant roommate, which makes you single. Congratulations." She stood there, frozen. Then the entitlement kicked in. It's amazing how narcissists pivot from fear to anger when they get caught. "That was for engagement," she screamed, stomping her foot. "You don't understand how the algorithm works. I have to appear available to get likes. It's a business strategy. You invading my privacy is the real issue here. That's controlling, Mike. Controlling is cheating on your boyfriend while he pays for the roof over your head." I countered, my voice hardening. "Controlling is telling strangers I don't matter while begging me for $400 hair appointments." "Speaking of which, my car declined at the salon today," she shouted, trying to regain the offensive. "I was humiliated. I had to call my mom to pay for it." "You did that on purpose." I reported it lost. I shrugged. "Since I'm single now, I need to protect my assets. Can't have strangers running up my bill." "I'm not a stranger. I'm your girlfriend." "Not according to Instagram," I said. "And you know what they say. If it's on the internet, it must be true." She glared at me, her hands shaking. "You're being petty. Delete the account. Right now. Tell my best friend it was a joke. Tell everyone you were hacked. If you do that, I might forgive you for snooping." I actually laughed. A loud, genuine laugh. "You might forgive me? That is rich. No, I'm not deleting anything. In fact, I'm just getting started." "You can't do this to me," she hissed, tears finally starting to well up. Tears of frustration, not remorse. "I have nowhere to go. My name isn't on the lease, but I have rights. You can't just kick me out." Actually, I stood up, walking over to the side table where I had placed a manila envelope. I did some reading. "In our state, since you aren't on the lease and never signed a sublease agreement, you are considered a tenant at will. To terminate that tenancy, I am required to give you a formal notice." I picked up the envelope and held it out to her. "This is a 30-day notice to quit. Prepared it with a lawyer friend of mine to make sure all the I's were dotted. Your 30 days start today. You have until the 20th of next month to vacate the premises. If you're not out by then, I file for a formal eviction in housing court. And trust me, you do not want an eviction record on your background check. It makes renting that penthouse with floor-to-ceiling windows very difficult." She stared at the envelope like it was a bomb. She didn't take it, so I dropped it on the coffee table in front of her. "You're joking," she whispered. "Where am I supposed to go?" I don't have any money saved. You know I spend everything on my brand. Maybe Jim Guy has a spare room, I suggested. Oh, wait, I forgot. I tagged him my story, too. He viewed it about 10 minutes ago. I imagine he's wondering why the single girl he's been flirting with is living with a guy who just served her eviction papers. Her eyes went wide. You tagged him. Sure did. And I sent him a screenshot of our text thread where you asked me for money for your girls' trip next weekend. I captioned it. Heads up, she expects you to pay for everything, too. She lunged at me, not to hit me, but to grab my phone. I easily stepped back, holding it out of reach. Get out, I said. My voice wasn't loud, but it was final. You have 30 days to move your stuff, but I don't have to sleep in the same room as you tonight. You can sleep on the couch, or you can go to your best friend's. But get out of my face before I decide to post the screenshots of you mocking your best friend's nose job to me last month. That stopped her cold. She knew exactly which texts I was talking about. If her best friend saw those, she would lose her only ally. She looked at me with pure hatred. You're ruining my life. No, I said, sitting back down and picking up the remote. I'm just letting the world see the real you. You did the rest yourself. She grabbed her purse and a manila envelope, sobbing loudly. Fake, loud sobs meant to make me feel guilty, and ran into the guest bedroom, slamming the door. The next 30 days were a masterclass in psychological warfare. She didn't leave. She holed up in the guest room. She tried the silent treatment first, walking past me in the kitchen, nose in the air, pretending I was invisible. I countered by changing the Wi-Fi password. I heard the scream from the guest room about 10 minutes later. Mike, the internet is down. Works fine for me. I shouted back. She stormed out. It's not connecting. I have to upload a reel. Give me the password. The Wi-Fi is for residents who pay utilities, I said without looking up from my book. Since you're technically an involuntary guest at this point, that perk has been revoked. Feel free to use your data. I don't have unlimited data, she screeched. You pay the phone bill. Oh, right. I pulled out my phone. I should probably cancel that line, too. Thanks for the reminder. Transferring the number to your name usually takes a few hours. Look out for the text. She looked like she wanted to strangle me. You are being financially abusive, she shouted. I'm not stopping you from working, I said. I'm just stopping me from paying for you to not work. Independent women pay their own phone bills. But the real escalation came on Thursday. I came home from work to find the apartment suspiciously quiet. I walked into the bedroom and saw my clothes were everywhere. She hadn't destroyed them. She was too smart for criminal damage charges. But she had mixed them up. My clean shirts were in the hamper. My dirty socks were in my drawer. It was a petty, chaotic nuisance. And then I saw it. My gaming PC. She had poured water into the tower. I could smell the ozone. It was unplugged, but the damage was likely done. Rage spiked in my chest. This wasn't just petty. This was expensive property damage. I walked to the guest room door. Locked. Open the door, I said. My voice was low. Go away, she yelled. I'm going to call the police and file a report for destruction of property over the PC unless you open this door right now. She opened it, looking smug. I didn't touch your stupid computer. Maybe it just broke. Like your heart. I have a camera in the living room facing the hallway. I lied. I have footage of you walking in there with a pitcher of water. Her smugness vanished. You spy on me? I secure my home. And now, I'm going to secure my reimbursement. That PC was $3,000. You can either pay me or I take it out of the value of the items you haven't moved out yet. Those designer bags I bought you, the resale value should cover it. You can't sell my bags. They're mine legally. Actually, I said, I have the receipts. And since you're claiming you're single and living here, maybe we should tally up the rent you owe me for the last 2 years versus the value of those bags. Or we can just call the cops about the vandalism. Felony criminal mischief usually starts at damage, over $1,000. You want a mugshot to go with your Instagram feed. She went pale. She knew she couldn't afford a legal battle. I don't have $3,000, she whispered. Then you better start selling. I said, I want cash by Friday or I file the police report. She slammed the door in my face again, but I heard zippers opening shortly after. She was packing. But the climax of her entitlement happened 3 days before the 30-day notice was up. She walked into the living room, looking surprisingly put together. We need to talk, she said. I found a place. It's a studio. The problem is they need first, last, and security. It's $4,000 total. I sold the bags to pay you for your stupid computer, so I don't have it. She looked me dead in the eye. I need you to co-sign the lease and lend me the deposit. I stared at her. The sheer audacity was breathtaking. You want me, the guy you cheated on and vandalized, to co-sign a lease for you? It's the least you can do, she exclaimed. You're kicking me out. You have plenty of money. If you sign, I leave. If you don't, I have nowhere to go, and I'll have to stay here until the sheriff comes to evict me, which takes months. Do you really want me here for another 3 months? It was a threat. She was banking on my desire to get rid of her being stronger than my desire to see her suffer. No, I said. What? No, I'm not signing, and you're not staying 3 months. I just sent the gym guy DM screenshots to your mother and your sister, and I posted them on my main Facebook, tagging you, the one where all our mutual friends and family are. Her face went gray. And I added, I just spoke to the landlord of that studio you applied to. Turns out he's a client of my firm. I gave him a very honest reference regarding your employment status and your history of property damage. I don't think you're getting that apartment. She lunged her phone again, sobbing for real this time. Why are you doing this? My mom is going to kill me. She's super religious. You should have thought about that before you posted thirst traps and called me a roommate. I said, you want to play games. You wanted to leverage your social status. Well, I'm leveraging mine. The final nail in the coffin came from Jim Guy. Turns out he was a local personal trainer who knew people I knew. When he saw the screenshots and realized she had been lying about her living situation, he decided to clear his own name. He posted a story tagging her. At wild__friend_girl stopped demanding me. I don't date hobos who cheat on their boyfriends and beg for rent money. Triangular flag, triangular flag, triangular flag. It was brutal. It was petty. It was perfect. On the 29th day, the apartment was silent. Her sister was there helping her pack, looking embarrassed. My ex walked out of the bedroom, defeated, no makeup, hair in a messy bun. You're going to miss me, she said. You're going to be lonely in this big apartment with your boring job. I looked at her and felt absolutely nothing. I'd rather be bored than betrayed. Goodbye. She huffed and walked out. The door clicked shut. I locked the deadbolt and felt a heavy peace settle over the room. She moved back in with her parents in a different state, a fate she considers worse than death because there's no nightlife. Her influencer career tanked. As for me, I kept the @newly_single_me account for a few more weeks to post a final picture of a steak dinner for one with the caption, Peace restored. The trash took itself out.